All right, folks, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. The Las Vegas Raiders have officially dropped their full schedule for the 2025 NFL season, and I gotta say, there's a buzz around this team that we haven't felt in years. It's like a fresh wave of hope just washed over Raider Nation. Fans are hyped, the community is fired up, and there's this shared belief that this season might finally be the turning point we've all been desperate for. Now, before we jump into wild predictions about playoff runs or win totals, let's keep it simple. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the Raiders' schedule, game by game, matchup by matchup, and figure out where those wins and losses might come from. Every single matchup tells a story, and if this team wants to rewrite their narrative, it starts right here. First up, week 1. The Raiders are hitting the road to face the New England Patriots. Now, I know playing in Foxborough isn't exactly a walk in the park, but let's be honest, this isn't the Patriots dynasty we used to fear. They've gone through changes, sure, but so have the Raiders. The key storyline? Tom Brady making a return to New England, but this time as an owner, not as a player. And to add a little more spice, there's the Josh McDaniels factor. It's a revenge game of sorts. You can bet emotions will be high. Still on paper, the Raiders look like the stronger unit. It might be a gritty, low-scoring affair, but I'm calling it now. Raiders walk away with that first W starting. The season 1, and oh baby. Rolling into week 2, it's the home opener under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Chargers come to town, and let me tell you, Allegiant Stadium is going to be rocking. There's something about playing indoors that just brings out the best in certain quarterbacks. And this is one of those situations. Historically, our guy thrives in these conditions. We're talking 30 touchdowns, just 5 picks, and a passer rating of 110 over 14 indoor games. That's elite. With 12 dome games on the calendar this year, this could be a massive edge for the Raiders. I'm fully expecting another win here, 2-0 to kick off the season. You better believe it, but the NFL doesn't let you get too comfortable. Week 3 brings a serious challenge, an away game against a team that was in the NFC Championship. Last season, they're physical, they're well coached, and playing them on a short week in outdoor conditions isn't ideal. While I'd love to predict an upset, I've got to keep it real. Now this feels like the first loss of the year. Raiders dropped to 2-1. Still, nothing to panic about. Week 4 brings us back home, facing a familiar foe with some history. This is one of those trap games you circle on the calendar because it's the kind you should win. But how many times have we seen this team stumble in exactly this scenario? The opponent's coaching staff is solid, but they're not unbeatable. The problem is the Raiders sometimes get caught looking ahead to bigger rivalry games, and that's where slip-ups happen. So as much as it pains me, I'm predicting another. All here, 2-2 after 4 weeks. It's a gut check moment. Now week 5 is a bit of a toss-up. We're on the road again, but this time in a dome, which historically favors the Raiders. The opposing team's quarterback situation is murky at best, and their offense leans heavily on the ground game. Good news is the Raiders have quietly built one of the better run defenses in the league. Their weakness is still defending those deep passes, but against a run-heavy team with QB uncertainties, I'm liking our chances. Mark it down. Win number 3. Record sits at 3-2. Week 6 is back to divisional action. These games are always a battle, no matter how the teams stack up on paper. Divisional games come down to heart, grit, and execution. I've got a good feeling about this one. Raiders stay hot, grab another win, and move to 4-2. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This division is a gauntlet. Week 7 is a big one. Another road game, another divisional clash, and this time we're dealing with not just a tough opponent, but also the refs. Yeah, you heard me. Some teams just seem to get those 50-50 calls going their way, and history tells us this is one of those matchups. Combine that with tough weather conditions, and it's a tall order. Hate to say it, but this feels like a loss. Raiders fall to 4-3 heading into their much-needed bye week in week 8. That bye week, crucial. Perfect time to reassess, get some guys healthy, and maybe make a move before the trade deadline. Contracts are coming up for guys like Dylan Parham. Questions around players like Tyree Wilson and Michael Mayer need answers. And there's always chatter about potential moves. The bye is when those decisions start to crystallize. Coming out of the bye, week 9 brings us to Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, there was a lot of playful banter online when the schedule dropped. with the whole Duval thing making the rounds. But jokes aside, this is a winnable game. I'm not overly concerned about Trevor Lawrence. Solid player, but not exactly terrifying. If I had to pick between him and someone like Geno Smith, I'd go Geno every time. So Raiders get back on track with a win here. 5-3, baby week 10, short week, Thursday night football on the road against Denver. These games are always weird. Short rest, altitude, hostile crowd. It's a tough combo. And sometimes when logic fails, you flip a coin. Well, I did, and it came up Broncos. Tough pill to swallow, but I'm calling this one a loss. Raiders sit at 5-4. Now, week 11 is personal. It's the Dallas Cowboys. And living in Dallas, this game hits different for me. I've got friends and family on the other side of this rivalry, so trust me when I say I want this win bad. Cowboys are always hyped up, but when you dig into it, they're not as invincible as they're made out to be. Dak Prescott and Geno Smith, not that different. Dallas might have flashier receivers, but the Raiders' tight ends are no joke, and the ground game favors us. Defensively, both teams have their question marks. I'm giving this one to the Raiders, 6-4, folks. Week 12 brings Cleveland to town. The Browns' quarterback situation is a mess, and while they'll scrape out a few wins here and there, I don't see them coming into Vegas and pulling off an upset. Raiders notch win number 7, moving to 7-4. Momentum is building, but Week 13 is a reality check. Another road trip, another divisional game, this time against the Chargers. Now, I've said before, these two teams usually split their series. We got them in week 2, but this time I see the Chargers evening things up, 7-5, but still in the thick of playoff contention. At 7-5, the margin for error shrinks. Playoffs are in sight, but they're far from guaranteed. AFC West is no joke, and the conference as a whole is stacked. Last season proved that you can't bank on 9 wins being enough. 10, maybe even 11 might be the magic number this year. Week 14, another huge divisional matchup, this time hosting Denver again. Just like with the Chargers, I expect a split. Denver's got the edge on the offensive line and a stronger defense, but the Raiders have the better QB and a more dynamic run game. It's a coin flip. But with home field advantage, I'm giving this one to the Raiders, 8-5. Then comes week 15, the dreaded trip to Philadelphia, Philly. Fans don't exactly roll out the red carpet, and the Eagles themselves are a nightmare matchup. I'd love to predict an upset here, but it's hard to see it happening, taking the L, dropping to 8-6. Week 16 brings the Houston Texans, another tricky one. Both teams are on the rise, both have young talent, and honestly, this could go either way. I even flipped a coin for this prediction, and Houston came out on top. Painful, but it is what it is. Raiders fall to 8-7, but there's no time to sulk because week 17 brings the New York Giants to Vegas. The Giants are in a rebuild, and while they've got a few bright spots, this is a game. The Raiders have to win, and they will. 9-7 heading into the final week. Week 18, Chiefs, Arrowhead. You know the drill. Now, there's always a chance Kansas City rests their starters if they've locked up the division, but I'm not banking on that. We've been burned before assuming teams will take it easy. I flipped a coin, Chiefs came up again, Raiders finished the season at 9-8. Is 9-8 good enough for the playoffs? Maybe, maybe not, but considering where this team was last year, it's a step in the right direction. The foundation is there. Coaching staff's got a 3-year runway. If they can add 1 win each season, hitting 10 then 11, this fan base will finally have something to celebrate. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising turn of events, Papa Leao 14, the highly respected and enigmatic figure in the world of sports commentary, shocked fans and analysts alike with his recent statement praising the Las Vegas Raiders. Known for his sharp critiques and often unfiltered opinions, Leao's sudden admiration for the Raiders caught everyone off guard, raising eyebrows and sparking a wave of discussion in the sports world. Papa Leao 14, whose previous remarks have frequently targeted underperforming teams or players, has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind. His commentary has often been bold, and while it has earned him a dedicated following, it has also stirred controversy. However, this latest statement was a complete departure from his usual tone. Instead of criticizing, Leao chose to laud the Raiders, acknowledging their remarkable progress and potential this season. I've been watching the Raiders closely, and I must say, this team is not getting the recognition it deserves, said Papa Leao 14 in his recent interview. There's something special brewing in Las Vegas. The Raiders have shown resilience and growth that cannot be ignored. Their performance on both sides of the ball is starting to click, and that's a sign of a team ready to contend. Leao went on to highlight the Raiders' defensive line, which he believes has been vastly underrated. He commended the efforts of the team's defensive coordinator and the impact of their key players who have been making significant strides in terms of pressure and discipline. The defense has been stepping up in a way that you don't often see from teams in this phase of rebuilding, he continued. They're aggressive, smart, and they're playing with a sense of purpose. It's been exciting to watch. Praise didn't stop there. Leao also lauded the team's offensive strategies and the growth of their young quarterback. While he admitted that there were still areas for improvement, he expressed confidence that the Raiders were on the right track. They've got the pieces in place, and it's only a matter of time before everything falls into place. I'm genuinely excited about what this team could achieve, he added. The timing of Leao's comments could not have been more intriguing, as the Raiders have been experiencing a resurgence in the league. With a series of wins under their belt and a newfound swagger, the Raiders have begun to make their presence felt in the tough AFC West division. While it's still early in the season, many analysts have started to take note of the Raiders' improvement, and Leao's endorsement only adds fuel to the fire. As always, in the world of sports, praise from a figure like Papa Leao 14 is bound to have an impact. His unexpected support of the Raiders is a reminder that, in the unpredictable world of the NFL, anything can happen. Whether his comments lead to further momentum for the team or not remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain. Papa Leao 14 has given the Raiders a vote of confidence that could reverberate throughout the remainder of the season. Fans of the Raiders are hopeful that this newfound recognition will only serve to inspire their team further, while critics may be waiting to see if the team can live up to the high praise. In the meantime, Papa Leao 14's shocking admiration for the Las Vegas Raiders has certainly added a new layer of excitement to what is already shaping up to be an intriguing NFL season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.